Well, WSAV is your local election headquarters. There's only 2 weeks to go until the primary election on May 24th. That's 2 weeks from today. We want to make sure you have every opportunity to hear from the candidates. So the Savannah chapter of the NAACP is hosting a political forum tonight where you will have the chance to hear from candidates in several races. Richard Shinhoster is the Savannah NAACP's Political Action Committee Chair. Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Shinhoster.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, we're happy to have you. So you'll have the Democratic candidates for the 1st Congressional District as a part of this forum tonight. So for black voters, what do these candidates need to say? What do we need to hear from them to set them apart from each other and to get that nomination to go up against Buddy Carter?
We're going to need to hear them address some of the pertinent issues that we think are of interest to our membership. Of course, one of the new items is abortion, and we're going to need to hear just what they think about this important issue. We also want to know from them what do they think about student debt. Many of our members have children, grandchildren who are now in college, who will be graduating and will have tremendous debt.
And we had Congressman Carter on last week who says he thinks that people should start paying back that debt now. He does not support debt forgiveness. So we want to hear what the Democrats say, right?
Exactly. Yeah. We want to hear that. I've got friends and family who had this affect their whole future.
Yeah. All right, so you are going to have some state representative candidates on from districts 162, 163, and 164, as well as state Senate candidates from districts 1 and 2. So on a state level, in a year that we have seen legislation pass banning what you can talk about as far as race is concerned in the classroom, making it easier to ban books from classrooms and libraries, what is it that we want to hear or expect to hear from these candidates tonight for the NAACP audience?
Well, we want to hear these candidates address these issues. We know by living as long as we've lived now that there are serious issues if we no longer allow our children to be broadly educated, if we cause them to live into a vacuum. And we think that some of the issues that we are hearing now about critical race theory will cause history to be not acknowledged. And we think that that is very dangerous. We're also concerned about voter suppression. We think that voter suppression is dangerous to democracy.
On voter suppression, and you know, Georgia has a new voter law that we're seeing play out for the first time heading into this primary election. You all are working with people to get them to the polls, to get them out to vote, to sort of navigate this new law?
Well, the NAACP has had a long history of voter empowerment. And we've adopted this saying rather than just voter registration because we feel voter empowerment includes voter registration, which of course now for this election has ended, but then voter education. We believe that intelligent voters make the best choices. So the reason for the forum really is to educate our membership and as well as citizens about the issues.
All right, so we have about 45 seconds left. I want to talk because you're going to have labor commissioner candidates there as well tonight. Sure. Jobs. Georgia, all over the country, we're seeing people who are fighting to find jobs, but we know that always disproportionately affects the black community. So what are you wanting to hear as far as labor commissioner and jobs? In about 30 seconds.
We need to hear from the labor commissioner some innovative ways to get people back to work. I go around Savannah and I see signs in many businesses that say, we are hiring. Somewhere there's a disconnect. If there are jobs and there are people, somehow we've got to find solutions so that those people who need these jobs will get those jobs, and local businesses who need employees will get those employees. We think that this has to be addressed.
Yeah, it's a strange dynamic, isn't it?
It
when you see people saying, well, we can't find enough workers, but we hear people saying, we need work. We can't find the jobs.
Yes. Yeah. And that has to be addressed. And I think starting with our at the state level with the Labor Commissioner's office is one that can address that this is a mismatch somehow.
All right, Richard Shinhoster, thank you so much for joining us from the NAACP. We wish you well with the candidate forum tonight.
Well, thank you so much, and we certainly appreciate your allowing us to come on and talk about this evening.
All right, thank you so much. And the Savannah branch of the NAACP will host its last candidate forum ahead of the May 24th primary tonight at Ralph Mark Gilbert's Civil Rights Museum Annex on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. It starts at 6 o'clock tonight. The forum is open to the public. You're free to go. Masks are recommended.